Hello friends, welcome to church school. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Come friends, let's light our chalice together. The chalice is the symbol of our church. It reminds us to have open minds, helping hands, and loving hearts. I have a new friend. Would you like to meet my friend? This is my friend Callie. Hi, Callie. Callie, are you feeling shy? Callie's not feeling shy. Are you scared? What's the matter, Callie? Callie says she's feeling ashamed. Ashamed means you're thinking about something that you did that was not right to do. Have you ever done something that you knew was not right to do? We all do those things sometimes, and when it's over, we feel bad about that. Callie's feeling bad. Callie, do you want to talk about it? Do you want to tell me what happened? Oh, Callie, if you don't talk, you might not be able to fix it. You want to fix it? Callie wants to fix it. Oh no, Callie. Callie has a friend named Bassett. Bassett is a dog. Callie was playing with her other friends who are cats and told Bassett that he couldn't come over because only cats could visit that day. And now Callie feels bad that she excluded her friend Bassett from playing with her and her other friends because she was worried what her other friends might think instead of being more concerned about Bassett's feelings. Yeah. Have you ever done that? Have you ever hurt someone's feelings? Have you ever told someone they couldn't play with you because they were different from you? Has someone ever done that to you? How did that make you feel? It can make us feel sad or hurt or even angry if someone excludes us. And if we exclude others, we should think about how we might be making them feel sad or hurt or angry. I have a story. Would you like to hear my story, Callie? Callie wants to read a book. Would you like to read a book with us? Right. Callie's going to sit over here while I read the book. This book is called Amazing Grace, and it's written by Mary Hoffman, and the pictures are drawn by Caroline Binch. That's Grace on the cover. Let's find out what happens with Grace. Grace was a girl who loved stories. She didn't mind if they were read to her or told to her or made up in her own head. She didn't care if they were from books or movies or out of Nana's long memory. Grace just loved stories. And after she had heard them, and sometimes while they were still going on, Grace would act them out, as she always gave herself the most exciting part. Grace loves listening to stories and watching stories and acting stories out. Do you like stories? I like stories. Grace went into battle as Joan of Arc and wove a wicked web as Anansi the spider. She hid inside the wooden horse at the gates of Troy. She went exploring for lost kingdoms. She sailed the 7 seas with a peg leg and a parrot. She was Aladdin rubbing his magic lamp to make the genie appear, and Mowgli in the backyard jungle. Most of all, Grace loved to act out adventure stories and fairy tales. When there was no one else around, Grace played all the parts herself. She set out to seek her fortune with no companion but her trusty cat and found a city with streets paved in gold. Sometimes she could get Ma and Nana to join in when they weren't too busy. Then she was Dr. Grace, and their lives were in her hands. One day, Grace's teacher said they would do the play Peter Pan. Grace knew who she wanted to be when she raised her hand. Raj said, "You can't be Peter. That's a boy's name." But Grace kept her hand up. "You can't be Peter," whispered Natalie. "He isn't black." But Grace kept her hand up. "All right," said the teacher. "Lots of you want to be Peter Pan, so we'll have to have auditions next week to choose the part." She gave them words to learn. The book says Grace kept her hand up. 2 people told her she couldn't do it because she wasn't a boy and because she wasn't white. But she still kept her hand up. Grace is very determined. I think she has a lot of self-confidence. When Grace got home, she seemed sad. "What's the matter?" asked Ma. "Raj said I couldn't be Peter Pan because I'm a girl." "That shows what Raj knows," said Ma. "A girl can be Peter Pan if she wants to." Grace cheered up. Then later, she remembered something else. "Natalie says I can't be Peter Pan because I'm black," she said. Ma looked angry, but before she could speak, Nana said, "It seems Natalie is another one who don't know nothing. You can be anything you want, Grace, if you put your mind to it." Grace was very confident that she could be Peter Pan, but when people told her she couldn't, she started to doubt herself, and it made her feel sad. On Saturday, Nana told Grace they were going out. In the afternoon, they caught a bus and a train into town. Nana took Grace to a grand theater. The sign outside read, "Rosalie Wilkins in Romeo and Juliet in sparkling lights." "Are we going to the ballet, Nana?" asked Grace. "We are, honey. But first, I want you to look at this picture." Grace looked up and saw a beautiful young ballerina in a tutu. Above the dancer, it said, "Stunning New Juliet." "That one is little Rosalie from back home in Trinidad," said Nana. "Her granny and me, we grew up together on the island. She's always asking me, do I want tickets to see her Rosalie dance, so this time I said yes. And after the ballet, Grace played the part of Juliet dancing around her room in her imaginary tutu. I can be anything I want, she thought. Rosalie played Juliet. A lot of times when people think of Juliet from the story of Romeo and Juliet, they imagine her as white. But Rosalie was black. But just because she was black didn't mean she couldn't portray Juliet just as well as anyone else. And seeing someone like her in such a big role gave Grace her confidence back. On Monday, the class met for auditions to choose who was best for each part. When it was Grace's turn to be Peter, she knew exactly what to do and all the words to say. She had been Peter Pan all weekend. She took a deep breath and imagined herself flying. When it was time to vote, the class chose Raj to be Captain Hook and Natalie to be Wendy. There was no doubt who would be Peter Pan. Everyone voted for Grace. "You were fantastic," whispered Natalie. The play was a big success, and Grace was an amazing Peter Pan. After it was all over, she said, "I feel as if I could fly all the way home." "You probably could," said Ma. "Yes," said Nana. "If Grace put her mind to it, she can do anything she wants." Natalie was the one who told Grace she couldn't be Peter Pan because Peter Pan wasn't black. But by the end of the story, Natalie told Grace that she was fantastic. I think Natalie realized her mistake. Stories are for everyone, and we can all be a part of stories and learn from each other and be a part. The more we're all part together, the better the stories become and the better we become as we learn from one another. Let's blow out our chalice. But when we blow out our chalice, remember we take the light inside our hearts to remind us every day to have open minds, helping hands, and loving hearts. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Goodbye, so long, farewell, my friends. Goodbye, so long, farewell. I'll see you soon again, my friends. So goodbye, so long, farewell.